played this game, it ruined my life. It ruined your life? In the jungle, you must wait till the dice read 5 or 8. I was a little girl, Alan. You disappeared, and a bunch of bats surrounded me, and and chased me down the street. I was afraid. I'm sorry, Alan. No one believed me. I was alone. So was I. For 26 years, Sarah. Welcome to the Pixel Pop Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Toby. This fortnight, I'm joined by the extra tasty, a little bit spicy Ethan.
Ooh, I love me some spicy.
And the inevitably going to say something ridiculous, Jesse.
Tasty wine.
It's just disturbing. It's just, I can picture saliva running down the side of his mouth as he does that.
Just like Pennywise, the new It.
Yes. So this fortnight's podcast, we're going to do the usual news, chit-chat, banter, talk about a couple of trailers, maybe have a quick yak about Jumanji 2, as Jesse and Ethan have both seen it. And then the topic of conversation for this fortnight is 2017. We're going to go through a bit of a list, pick out a few favourites, just have a general yak about what was hot and what was a steaming pile. But before we get to that, let's start with news. Take us away, Ethan.
So, we will start off with Tim Miller, who is known for directing Deadpool, is going to be doing, is developing a solo Kitty Pryde movie for Fox, soon to be Disney.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, assume that I didn't read the comics. Who the fuck is Kitty Pryde?
She is... What was her name again? I forgot what her actual superhero name was.
Shit, I've forgotten too.
Worst podcast ever.
Yeah, this is... she can walk through walls and
Walk through
floors
walls,
and all that
bitch.
sort of stuff, yeah.
Right, okay. So she's
played
like
by Ellen
Vision.
Page in the past... Yeah, she was played by Ellen Page in all the live-action movies.
Yeah, she graduated from walking through walls to walking through time and
is it Shadowcat?
itself.
Is that her name?
Shadowcat.
Is she a Marvel or an X-Men? Like, which,
X-Men.
like... She's an
a
X-Men.
mutant.
Okay,
Yeah,
have we seen her in the movies?
She's a...
Yeah. Ellen Page played her in all the movies.
Right. Did I care at any stage?
Oh, no. Ellen Page didn't play her in the originals, did she?
Yeah,
In
she
X2?
played from 3 onwards.
Okay.
And X-Men 1 and 2 was like some stand-in unknown person played her in 1 and 2.
Yeah, she was like some blonde girl, I'm pretty sure. In
Yeah,
X2.
and then 3, and then Days of Future Past, she was played by Ellen Page. Because Ellen Page was the one who... she sent Logan back in time in Days of Future Past. She can use her powers to
so
do
TLDR, the chick who walks through walls from X-Men's getting her own movie.
Yep.
Yeah, whether or not it'll be Ellen Page or not, we don't know, but she's getting her own movie.
Okay.
I was very excited to hear that because I'm a massive X-Men fan. I care about X-Men 100 times more than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So
Oh
this was
boy,
good
we should
for
just
me.
leave right now. Just go on. Just
See, I'm a minority. No one
Take a
talks
walk.
about the
Go on.
X-Men world.
Well,
Because
no one
it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, I'm a Dark Horse fanboy. Does that count?
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, it's like Marvel, DC, and then over in the corner there's, Dynamite and Dark Horse. Oh my god,
Top Cow and
Dynamite!
all the rest of it.
Dynamite did some great stuff. Anyway.
Waiting for the Aliens comics to be adapted by James Cameron, so he stops flushing his career down the toilet.
What do you mean, like Alien vs Green Lantern vs Batman and all that sort of shit?
I've read Predator versus Superman. That is an actual thing.
Man.
Anyway,
Yeah, I know.
That's Predator. Fantastic.
We're sidetracked there.
we're getting so sidetracked. Let's move along.
Right, Batman versus Predator.
I know, right? It's quality content.
Okay, the next bit we got is Gambit is apparently going to start filming in March, even though they did just lose their director again for the 3rd time.
Yeah, doesn't this film have a solid locked release date too, from memory?
It did,
Did they
but now it's
cancel
been
it?
delayed again.
Right. Okay. Because I remember thinking, holy shit, they're running out of time.
Yeah, it was
Speaking of
February
X-Men.
next year.
Right.
I feel
okay.
like someone should be throwing the Toad quote from X-Men 1 at the studio for Gambit. Don't you people ever die? Like, doesn't this film ever fucking die? It just keeps
No, I'm keen. I mean, I liked the character of Gambit in the comics and
love
what have you,
Gambit,
and the
but,
animated. So I'm looking forward to
But-
because he's in that crap Wolverine movie that we don't talk about.
Yeah, he was
crap
good on
Wolverine movie
that.
that I
But
see.
But I'd
the
be
thing
keen
is-
to see a standalone.
do you like Channing Tatum though?
Yeah, that is a fair question. That is
I
a
do.
real fair question.
Taylor Kitsch did him good in Origins Wolverine. I don't
did.
know about Channing Tatum with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Next.
And next we have Marvel has hired a screenwriter to develop a Black Widow solo movie.
Yeah.
Now, I would most likely say this will be a prequel rather than a sequel after what could possibly go down in Avengers 3 or 4. They haven't said which one it'll be, but I'd say it's most likely going to be a prequel. Even they already have a Black Widow prequel coming later this year called Red Sparrow, starring Jennifer Lawrence. It's pretty much a prequel anyway, so just go watch that.
I don't know. I reckon if they're going to do the Skrull, as I said before, I think Black Widow could do a really good Skrull movie because it's going to be, sort of subterfuge and who's who, and you know what I mean? Like, I think she could get away with it.
But I mean, if the Skrulls have been around since Captain Marvel time, then it's possible that they might have popped up in Black Widow's past.
Yeah.
Who's the screenwriter?
What was that?
Who is the screenwriter that's tapped?
Jack Schaefer.
I was going to say they picked someone really out of the world.
I'll
like
see
Woody Allen.
I'll see what they've done.
Aaron Sorkin presents Black Widow.
She wrote Nasty Woman and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, starring Anne Hathaway.
Ah, what a weird choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
only one of those movies rings a definite bell for me, and it's a great comedy, but what a random choice for Black Widow. Black Panther. No, Black Widow, I was right.
Yeah, Black Widow.
Black something. All right, next.
Next, we did get our first look at Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock from the Venom movie, which I cannot wait for this movie to hurry up and come out. There's a little Easter egg in there because he's holding a notebook in the picture where it makes mention of the Life Foundation, and they've come out and said that the two comic series that the Venom movie is based on is Lethal Protector and the Planet of the Symbiotes. Now, in Lethal Protector, the Life Foundation steals Venom from him and extracts 5 symbiotes from it, which is Scream, Phage, Riot, Lash, and Agony, which then each get bonded to their own person. Planet of the Symbiotes was a whole bunch of symbiotes attack Earth. So that's what the Venom movie is going to be based on, is that.
Cool.
This is going to be
the more symbiotes on screen, the happier I'll be. And of course, we would know they're going to get Carnage on screen as well at some point. So that's even better.
Basically, the whole city's just going to get clogged up with webs, and nobody's going to be able to move anywhere or do anything.
No webs, because Spider-Man's not on this. Spider-Man's not on this, there's going to be no webs, alright?
I thought the clones all had the ability to fire webs, though.
Venom did.
Well, yeah, they do. Well, no, Venom did because he bonded with Spider-Man first, so he sort of got those abilities
of course,
from
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas like Carnage just did what most symbiotes do, where they can fashion weapons out of their form, like the T-1000.
All the rest of them just went around and just killed because that's
Knives and stabbing weapons.
Yeah,
stabby things.
Alright, cool.
Next, we got Solo, a Star Wars story, is going in for some reshoots for about 3 weeks or so in February, which is just 3 months before it comes out in May. Now,
do we know what they're touching up?
No idea.
Reshooting the whole fucking movie.
So people are unsure if this means the movie's going to get delayed, because when it comes out, it's kind of sandwiched, between a lot of other big movies around that same time. So it would probably make sense if they delayed it maybe a month or so.
It is Disney. They could just put $1 billion into getting it out on time.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
They just flick the power switch and the Disney machine comes online and away we go.
Put another battery terminal on Walt Disney's nipples and shoot another 10 million out of it.
Yeah, just buy another, Eastern Bloc country to do the editing.
But can I just say from a Star Wars fan's perspective, I don't care at all about this Han Solo movie.
Yeah, some people I know are the same thing. They're like, oh, Star Wars movie, I don't care, it's Han Solo. But I'll still go watch it because it's Star Wars, but I don't care.
Yeah. I like Han Solo. He's a good character, but every movie from the beginning of it first being announced until now, everything I've seen, I just don't care. The only thing that grabbed my attention was Woody Harrelson, because I like Woody Harrelson.
The only thing I want to see it for is Donald Glover.
Just don't care.
That's the only reason.
Well, yeah, I like Donald Glover too, but I only seem to like him for Community. I don't like him for anything else. I don't mind Childish Gambino.
Just leave again, all right?
See?
Come on,
everyone hates him. I'm like, I just like him for being a comedian.
Lethal Weapon, Predator 2.
What? No, that's Donald Glover. This is Danny Glover.
Same thing!
No, you're doing Donald Glover. You're doing Danny Glover. I mean Donald Glover. They're not related, alright? He said they're not related.
That would be funny. They're like, holy shit, Lando Calrissian ages backwards.
All right, hit me with the next one.
I mean, I don't really care about this one, but it's here. But HBO confirms there's going to be the True Detective season 3 premiere.
Yeah, this is all the shit I posted.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll take over from here because Ethan couldn't give two shits about it.
You can get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care about True Detective.
Come on, give us a what the fuck. Give us a what the fuck, Jesse.
What the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah. So season 3 of True Detective confirmed. Nice.
Yes.
Keen. Hopefully it's more on par and it's given the time and love that the first season received, because I know they had some they were running out of time or money and both in the second season, or there was last minute changes or problems and such. So
who cares? It's all shit.
Yeah,
You
right.
don't know good television, my friend.
So looking forward to that. What else is happening? Charlie's Angels reboot reportedly starts filming in April. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the original other than Drew Barrymore because I'm a sick old man. But
It says Elizabeth Banks is directing it, so I mean, I like Elizabeth Banks, so this could be a little bit interesting.
yeah. Masters of the Universe reboot starts filming this spring. Dun, dun, dun.
Hooray!
Not
who
with
cares
Dolph
about that?
Lundgren. Who cares? Because you shitty millennial who didn't grow up with He-Man. Alright?
Who the fuck would? That shit's stupid.
What? I like He-Man.
How could you not
Guy
like
with a
He-Man?
red, yellow skull and a hoodie. What kind of villain's that? Something
yellow
decent.
and green.
Substance.
Yeah, see, this fella here grew up with Peppa Pig, so he's a little bit salty when it comes to guys with swords.
I grew up with Rugrats and Recess and all that sort of shit, alright?
Yeah. Weak shit,
respect
like
He-Man.
children's cartoons with people getting skewered on swords. When I grew up,
I watched
That was all
Reboot
big,
and
nah, you
Starship
gotta,
Troopers Animated Series. That was good.
Nah, you gotta watch the original He-Man, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. By the power of great and She-Ra.
He-Man was one of the first comics that was actually not comics. One of the first cartoons that was actually a cartoon for a toy. Like it was the toy line first. No more She-Ra. Sausage and Gem.
Yeah, okay, here you go. Here's one for you. So, He-Man says, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power, when he's changing. What does She-Ra say for $64,000?
Fucking Shazam.
What? Shut up. Jesse? Do you want to phone a friend?
I don't know.
Don't phone me.
Alright.
Don't phone
Well,
me.
podcasters, do you know? You listening?
Ethan.
She says, piss off, I got no pals at all and I'm a shit character.
Nah. She says, for the honor of Grayskull, I have the power.
Who the hell is Grayskull? Is it like Skeletor?
Grayskull's a big castle.
Could you imagine, right? If you weren't shit, and Ethan wonders about this every day. I know.
Hey, I've watched Die Hard now, alright?
Oh wow, he's watched Die Hard. He thinks it redeems
He's
him.
got some street cred again.
He's got some street cred, right? Exactly. Moving
A little
on.
bit, right?
There was an article in Screen Rant, which I just read the header and I didn't read the article. Won't lie, but it was a neat header, and it said Warner Brothers CEO admits DCEU can't copy Disney. So hopefully that means they're going to stop trying to go, well, Marvel's done an Avengers film, we have to bang out this all-star, film and do it properly, get their origin stories out and then move into things at a more sensible pace. That would be
I think
nice.
DC's about 10 years too late to try and recreate what Disney's done.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should just focus on doing their own thing, one way or another.
Yeah, they should just focus on making good films.
Well, at the moment, their TV shows are doing pretty well. Admittedly, I think. I don't watch all of
one's
them.
really good. I enjoyed them.
Yeah, a lot of people do. So I think their TV shows are doing pretty well. And certainly, from what I've seen, I prefer, not including the Netflix stuff, like the Fox Marvel stuff doesn't do a lot for me. And I'd be more inclined to watch some of the DC shit. So, play to your strengths. And the last thing I noticed the other week was also that there's enough sort of leaked material floating around out there now that the word is Avengers 4 is going to be absolutely a time travel movie. So, I'm not going to tell you why. If you want to know more, do your Googling, because there's a lot out there. But it's not a real spoiler if you listen to our podcast, because we've already sort of hypothesized about this in length previously and talked about how and why and all the rest of it. So it kind of makes sense, and It's good because it means they can get their hands really dirty with Infinity War and just make a mess. And then, come part 4...
Kill everyone. Get you worried.
Yeah,
and see, Marvel have acquired the rights to Doctor Who, and they are tying it into the cinematic universe.
No, well, the theory is that they're going to be going into the quantum universe through both Ant-Man and Captain Marvel, and via that possibly doing the time travel that way. But it's not quite. We don't quite know for certain how they're time traveling yet. But it's assumed that it will be revealed in either or both Ant-Man and Captain Marvel. So.
They're probably going to borrow
that.
The
will then, of course, lead into... Yeah, they'll just move really quickly, right? Yeah. And that'll lead into, obviously, Avengers 4 and whatever have you.
Quicksilver will be back, and he can, reset it all and stuff like that.
So, they better bring back Aaron Taylor-Johnson as Quicksilver.
Well, I suspect they might. Because we already had... cover your ears, but there was already leaked rumours that he was reprising his role.
Oh, really?
As well as a leaked picture. Yeah. Of what looks like
and
him.
People were like, how, what, why? Yeah, because he's dead, right? So
somewhere Joss Whedon's like, fuck!
Well, and you think, once you see that, and then you start thinking, well, that means you could change the whole Agent Coulson storyline. You're going to fiddle with time.
But who cares about Agent Coulson?
He's too busy at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be worried about what's going on.
No offense to people that love Agent Coulson, but who fucking cares?
Well, he was supposed to be the linchpin surrounding the motivation for Avengers. So I mean, the character in itself.
As long as they don't kill Happy.
No, I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
But the thing is, there's lots that they could go back and change, and people that they could... Shit, you could go back... Stark could go back to the first Iron Man movie and save the Doctor who helps him escape.
Hell, he could save the lady that played his mum, who was the flight lady in Home Alone.
They could save that mortal Iron Fist's parents from crashing in a plane.
No.
And then he won't be Danny Rand, and then he won't say, "My name is Danny Rand, I'm the immortal Iron Fist." He won't do his spiel anymore because none of that happened. That'd be a winner.
What about the whole movie of him doing that?
There'd be like the running time of Iron Fist, the TV show, would be chopped into like a third.
I wonder if there's one of those 10-hour YouTube videos of just him explaining who he is.
Saying, "I am Danny Rand,"
but it's not actually on loop. It's just 10 hours.
A compilation of him saying it. It rounded up to 10 hours.
All right. Trailer-wise, we all just had a quick gander at the Altered Carbon trailer that dropped the last 24 hours. Airing on Netflix soon. What do you think of that, Jesse?
Good. A bit. It's. I'm going to sound like a real pretentious wank, but it's a bit. It felt a bit hackneyed and weird to me, though. It looked good. It looked like someone doing a fan film for Blade Runner, though.
That's what I think it looked good to me. The logo just looked like a 5-year-old did it.
I think the sets...
CG looks really unnecessary.
Yeah, visually it looks good. What bothered me was, here we are in the year, whatever it is, 2250, yet we're still talking to each other like it's 1999. This is the thing, if you look at where we are in the world today and how we communicate, not just our language, but how we speak to each other, the level of respect, all these sorts of things, it's drastically different from 100 years ago, right? Drastically different.
It's true, but we don't say tubular anymore.
And we should. Radical. But the point is, in 100 years' time, I think you need to think about how people would communicate. And sure, the premise is that people die and then their consciousness is transferred into new bodies in the future. And so that would explain, obviously, why some people speak the way they do. But Demolition Man did a good job of that. If you remember the original Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone, everybody in the future was weird, but that's because time had passed and things would be weird. And I just, some of the lines in that trailer at the end, that's the only thing that I felt let that trailer down, was some of the dialogue, especially at the end. It was I don't need, you can't have me around saving your ass all the time. And I'm just thinking, that is so camp and cliche. Could we not?
That's what I thought.
So that's the only thing that's worrying me, is they're gonna have, you have this really good storyline with some great action and some great sci-fi let down by shit dialogue, and I hope not.
I think you hit the nail on the head too, saying that it felt kind of like 90s because it reminded me of like 80s, 90s nostalgia buddy cop sort of dialogue.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, guys, there's no voice in trailers anymore that goes, one man and another man. Like, that doesn't happen anymore. There's a reason why we moved on from that.
Tango and Cash.
There were two guys, and it's called Guy.
Damn it, I need to watch Tango and Cash now. I haven't watched that in ages.
Turner and Hooch.
What did you say?
I'm kidding. Okay, I've seen it. I like it. I'm kidding.
Whoa. All right, so that was about it for sort of news and trailery shenanigans. Did you guys want to have a bit of a spoiler-free initially yak about Jumanji 2 and thoughts?
There's not really any spoilers in there, is there, Ethan?
Yeah, here's a couple.
I mean, Robin Williams isn't in it.
There's a couple of ones I can think of right now.
All right, well let's just take it down an octave and start with your thoughts, Jesse.
Me? I liked it. I actually thought it was, in short, one of the better Boxing Day movies I've seen in a good while.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
There's such a thing as Boxing Day movies?
Yes.
Well, you know how like Boxing Day, a lot of people go out. Like every year, Boxing Day is one of those slots that the studios vie for. They're like, we want the Boxing Day.
Who the hell wants to leave on Boxing Day? It's too fucking busy.
I did at 8 in the morning in 1996 or 97 to go and watch Mortal Kombat.
Back.
No, I went and watched Mortal Kombat.
For a pack of cigarettes.
I was that sad.
I don't watch Jumanji till the 28th.
No, I saw it on Boxing Day.
I ain't leaving home.
What did you think? What did you think? Spoiler free, Ethan.
I think it was good. It was better than I thought it would be. A lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly.
To me, the jokes were good. Some of them, a couple I thought were a bit unnecessary, but it was good. A lot of surprises, callbacks to the original. It was good.
Okay, and then Rock, Karen Allen, Jack Black.
I feel like Karen Gillan was a bit wasted. I didn't feel like they didn't use her as much as they could have, really. That's what
I agree. I actually thought that Karen Gillan was I liked what they did with her to the extent that, like, do you remember back when the first pictures were coming out and there was all that controversy, people saying like, "What the fuck, she dressed like that?" And she basically shut people down, saying, "Please shut the fuck up and wait for the movie to come out."
Yeah.
Why was she dressed like that?
Well, they basically address it almost immediately. She looks at herself when they go into because, like, for anyone that's listening that doesn't know the premise, instead of it being a board game, this time it's a video game that sucks them in, like in the trailer. You all know that. Right. And she is one of the characters, and she's dressed like that because she's like Lara Croft. She's a video game character. She was designed by like 40-year-old dudes that would. Right.
So, is at any stage Karen Gillan's character sort of trying to push herself into the corner of a room so that the camera clips and you can see her boobs, or is the camera? Because I'm sure that's what we all did as teenage boys with our PlayStations, right? It was like I have to move this camera angle into inappropriate location so I can perv on Lara Croft.
Talking about
hours of lives wasted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay.
But no. She comments on it like immediately as soon as she looks at her body. She's like, "What the fuck? Like, why am I wearing this in a jungle?"
And she tries to cover herself up as well.
Yeah, and that was the thing, was that when they first did that, like when we first found out that she was going to be self-aware about it, I sort of went, "Oh god, like this is gonna get annoying." But they did it well. Like like Ethan said, she tries to cover herself up, and she actually spends a good 20-25 minutes of the movie walking around wearing Jack Black's overcoat because she feels so naked.
Right.
Given the fact that they're teenagers that get sucked into the game, so
they're keeping that teenage mentality and being self-aware.
Jack Black, seriously, he sold being a woman trapped in a man's body so well.
A teenage girl trapped in a man's body.
Yeah, I was 100% convinced. It was that good.
There was one part of the movie that was just. I'm sure Jesse knows the part I'm talking about when they buy the rocks. That was
pause. Okay, so if you don't want any spoilers, skip forward now because the guys are going to do some spoilery stuff. All right, go.
Perhaps the most funniest part is because Jack Black's teenage girl in a man's body, she needs to go to the toilet. So the Rock and Kevin Hart go with her and talk her through the process of what to do.
Neat.
And the reaction that Jack Black gives off and everything like that, it's great.
Nice. Completely disgusted, I bet.
Yeah. And there's also a callback to Robin Williams.
Yeah, I heard that they
Parish.
find his shelter with his name and date and stuff.
Yeah, his name carved into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other spoilery comments?
No, that was
Any
about
other
it.
thoughts? Yeah.
Just those two are the main big things in the movie, really.
And then they all come out of the video game safe and sound at the end in their normal bodies, and
then Tom Hanks' son turns up.
Oh yeah, Tom Hanks' son turns up at the end of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which made the movie for me. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
this is an
Colin Hanks
reunion.
Hey.
Right. Okay.
But it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Good.
All right, cool. I'll probably wait for the Netflix sort of home release, but cool.
It is it's not a movie you need to see in cinemas, but it's a really good crowd pleasing movie. Like, I don't know if it happened to Ethan when he was in cinemas, but there was more people came out to see that than came to see Star Wars when I was in the cinema.
Oh, no,
It was
at Gold Class,
like 100% packed.
The Gold Class sold out, but yeah.
Yeah, our cinema was 100% packed, and there were certain moments in the movie which I won't spoil, even though they're not really spoilers.
We're in spoiler talk, so you can spoil.
Oh well, there's moments like when they find out about the different lives. There's a sequence when, the Jonas Brothers character, he's like they just finished doing something, and then a mosquito, because he has one of his weaknesses is mosquitoes, and they're talking, and then he's like, oh, and then you hear a mosquito go, zzz, and then he goes whack, and then he's like, oh, mosquito, and my whole crowd went. It was really weird. I was like, whoa, that got a whole solid reaction out of everybody. And then later on, Karen Gillan, one of her weaknesses is venom, and she's in a pit full of a rocky outcrop full of snakes. And as soon as everyone in the audience saw that massive area of snakes, everyone went.
Right. What's the Rock's weakness?
Nothing. Kevin Hart's weakness is like cake, speed, strength, and pretty much everything.
Right, okay.
Although I will say that I am getting fatigued with The Rock a lot.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So overseeing him and shit.
Oh yeah?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, he's getting a bit Samuel Jackson.
And he's to me he's a one-trick pony as well.
Yeah, I mean The Rock plays as The Rock.
Yeah.
To me, and the thing is, there's no reason
if
for
you're listening to this, hi Dwayne Johnson, you're a nice guy.
Don't kill me.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
I mean, by comparison, when you talk about, obviously he's a man of muscles, but I mean, you look at, say, Schwarzenegger playing as Conan and then Schwarzenegger playing as Terminator, radically different. You know, yeah, they are. One has a sword.
Yeah, but they both have the
No, but they do they're different characters, and I mean, at no stage do I watch Conan and think that's... I mean, obviously I go, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I don't think, oh, that's the Terminator, nor do I watch Terminator and go, that's just Conan. They're very different.
Yeah, and Dutch is a different character to Terminator.
Absolutely. Yet The Rock is kind of getting to a point like Samuel Jackson where he's just The Rock.
He always says, motherfucker, and that's his thing.
Yeah, motherfucker. And it's just, I can totally appreciate what Ethan's saying in regards to fatigue. There's a few actors like that now where... they're just in everything, whether it's good or not.
Chris Pratt is becoming one of them.
No, Chris Pratt's alright. You should
really? Really?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit sick of Chris Pratt.
Shh, Jesse, shh.
He's great, but that's the same thing. You just said that about The Rock. The Rock's great too.
Well, look how long The Rock's been doing shit for. Chris Pratt's been Parks and Rec and 5 other movies. The Rock's been in fucking everything. Well, yeah, more than 5, but you know what I mean, 5 big ones.
No, I get what you mean. I think it's just because he's been in so many blockbusters in such quick succession. That's why I keep seeing his face and
So you're talking about Guardians and then Jurassic World
and then Magnificent Seven and then Passengers and then Jurassic World 2 and fucking Guardians.
You ever seen Jurassic World 2 now?
Shush. But Passengers was quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Passengers felt like a fucking million years
ago. It was last
ago.
year.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, yeah. Stop watching his movies then.
Can't help it.
You know what I missed at the cinema and I wanted to watch, and I didn't. So now I'm gonna have to wait for home release. Was the Orient Express movie?
It was very good. I went to see that.
Yeah, I heard really good things about it, but I missed it at the cinema, and I had fully intended to go because I figured it's the sort of movie that I won't have to listen to teenagers on phones and then, need to kill them.
I think I was the youngest person in the audience. Everyone was like 50, 60 years old.
Yeah, right? This is my kind of audience. And then you get 50s and 60-year-olds on their mobile phone, and I have to kill them. But
same thing happened in Suicide Squad. The fuck? Same thing happened in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So Blade Runner. I was like,
they are actually. They have announced they're doing the Death on the Nile book next, with Kenneth Branagh returning as director and actor.
Spoiler alert: the end of Murder on Orient Express leads into that. They basically, like, a guy meets him at the train platform.
Oh, you spoiled it for me now, Jesse. Thanks.
There's no point in watching it at all now. No point in watching it at all now.
I didn't spoil the whodunit part of it though.
Right. Well, obviously not him, because he's still.
The only thing I spoiled is that Poirot survived.
Exactly. Totally spoiled.
Everyone's known since like the book came
Nah,
out.
they could have deviated. You're the worst.
Of course they deviated.
And they didn't arrest him either, so he's. Now I know he's not the murderer either, so
Well, you don't know that. Maybe he got away if he is Kaiser Soze.
No, you're not allowed to talk about Kevin Spacey anymore. It's illegal.
Yeah, sorry. Oh,
we're not starting that conversation. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's about it for news. Let's talk about 2017. I believe you have an exhaustive list that we're going to pick apart. Ethan.
Yeah, I'm going to go down and I'm going to look at ones and I think this is a good one. Or
this is the trouble is with that. The trouble is with that. What you think is good and what you think is shit.
I'll look at what the biggest releases of this year were and I'll go through those ones.
All right. So let's go.
First one we got Split. James McAvoy.
Lucas, here you go, Lucas, just for you, brother. Lucas says that the year began and ended with that, pretty much.
It was actually a really good movie. I picked it up on Blu-ray on Boxing Day. Well, 28th, not Boxing Day. I don't go on Boxing Day. On the 28th, I got it cheap. Split was a really good movie. I loved it.
Anyone wants to know my opinion, just read my article.
Exactly.
You can do that. Well, find it. Get the website, look at it. It's good.
Haven't watched it.
Good.
Alright, the next one. Triple X2 Return of Xander Cage. Everyone loves some Vinny D.
No.
But you guys?
No, fuck that right off.
I haven't watched it. I won't watch it. It's shit.
Exactly. Fuck that right off.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Vin Diesel was one of those that wasn't big on sequels. I mean, he's done them, but I didn't think he was supposed to be big on them or some shit. I don't know.
He's done 7 bloody sequels. What are you talking about?
I honestly don't know what I'm talking about.
I was gonna say, you just mentioned the guy that's the lead of the most unnecessary franchise that's ever happened in the last 20 years.
Unnecessary? Yeah. What are you talking about, Jesse? Get out of here. Each one of those movies is necessary.
I can't.
Not necessary.
Except for 5, 6, 7, and 8, and the next 2.
Yeah. Alright.
Was good.
Fuck Triple X. Next.
Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Nope.
No, I haven't watched it yet either. The last one was shit. Not gonna watch it.
I remember watching the first one with Miller and going, this is nothing like the video game at all. Like, absolutely nothing. They spend 30 seconds in a house, which isn't even relevant. And then it's all wank. Like, terrible movie.
Yep.
The movie should have been about moving into a room, finding a key, finding a locked door, put the key on it, go and get another key, go to another locked door, repeat.
I'm glad I haven't played the games, because that sounds fucking boring.
It's actually the game is actually good, but then games, movies, etc.
Alright, next movie. Lego Batman movie.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Apparently it's really, really good.
Probably is.
It's fine.
Look, the last Lego movie I watched was that one where they sing "Everything Is Awesome." What movie was that?
So the Lego movie. The Lego movie.
Lego movie?
Yeah, and that was like under duress. Alright, it wasn't voluntary.
Whoa, that's a good movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The Lego movie was good.
The only thing I liked about that movie is the song is really annoying, and when you sing it, people get the shits.
Oh my god! I had to listen to that song at work for about 3 months straight.
Everything is awesome.
All right, next, 50 Shades Darker. Anyone here?
Fuck off!
Oh, I thought you might have been a fan, Jesse.
But I thought you liked Twilight fan fiction.
Get out of here!
Look, it did well at the cinema. Like, I mean, it made money.
This means a lot of
and let me just say, no, that's not true. Let me just say, there's a lot of men I know now who are getting a lot more action in the bedroom thanks to those books and movies, because their wives
Or because they feel more normal.
watched. No,
Because
their
I
wives.
want to beat them up.
No.
I'm not expected to beat their husbands up. Is that
Shut
why?
up, Junior. Wives went and read and watched this stuff and got ideas, and then were like, "Hey, maybe this stuff isn't that naughty or that not
That's
allowed."
what I said. It normalized
It
fetishism.
did, yeah, it did, and as I said, like if nothing else, there's a bunch of marriages that have now been saved, and that's fine.
If
Or
the
ruined.
abnormal is now normal, the fetish people have to find something even.
Yeah, I mean, in 60 years' time, they'll all be
to do
fucking,
now.
they'll all be fucking, chickens or something. I don't know.
They're going like, we got to step it up. This is normal now, guys.
While they're drinking llama blood or something. Exactly. Yeah,
Get the midgets and the goats out.
exactly. All right, next.
John Wick Chapter 2.
Yes, looking forward to 3. I think I
They did
picked
just
up.
announce today that they're doing a TV show called The Continental.
Oh,
Keanu Reeves will be in it, not as the main character, but he will appear as John Wick in the TV show to connect the two of them. He's also producing it as well.
Interesting. Okay, because they did a tie-in
the
with.
guy that used to play. Was it Bill? The guy that used to play Bill from Bill and Ted.
Huh?
What? Oh, the blonde guy,
Keanu
right?
played
The
Ted,
one that
right?
that fell into obscurity and never did anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one that was in Lost Boys and nothing else.
Yeah, Lost Boys and Bill and Ted.
They'll
Yeah.
drag him out. He's going to be like a concierge at the Continental.
That'd be kind of neat, actually. Yeah, like because they did crossovers between John Wick and the Payday 2 video game.
I actually did it too, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of levels there that are related to the movie, and then in one of them you help the concierge from the hotel escape and all this sort of stuff. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so the trouble is it has the potential to be also complete shit. So I'll wait and see what the format is. But it could be good. It could be good. I'm looking forward to part 3 though of John Wick, and because it doesn't. The thing is, too, the cool thing about it, like we all know the story is ridiculous, but at the same time, it doesn't really. I mean, it's a serious movie, but it kind of doesn't take itself too seriously either. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It feels like a comic book movie that tricks you into believing it's not a comic book.
Yeah, it's almost like it's quietly laughing at itself without making any obvious jokes. I like they got the balance just right, where you look at that and go, clearly this is ridiculous, the amount of people he's killing. But
the action and the stunts are so well done that it is like
you just sort of stop. You don't worry about it. Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to part 3. Good. Yep, John Wick 2, good movie.
Next one, The Great Wall.
Didn't see it.
Did not see it. That was.
Okay, next one.
Was that Brad? No, it wasn't Brad Pitt. It was
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. That's right. Yeah,
Matt
no,
Damon.
Damon.
I do like Matt Damon, but I haven't seen that one.
Get Out.
Disrespect a bit now.
Get Out. Jesse will tell you that's fantastic.
I still haven't seen it. Get Out.
Yes, it is good.
I haven't seen it. I'll get there.
Yeah, I think I'll probably wait for it to hit Netflix, and then I'll go, hey, that was that movie that Jesse said I should watch.
It has. It just dropped on Netflix.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, did it?
There you go.
Yeah, it did like a couple of days ago, I think.
Right, well, there you go. I got something to watch.
Alright, next one is Logan. Now, I fucking love that. Best superhero movie ever.
It was not bad. I give it sort of about a 3 out of 5.
Shut your mouth.
No,
Shut your mouth.
it was not bad.
What's going on?
No.
I mean, it was certainly better than the previous standalone Wolverine movies, definitely.
Never have I ever shed a tear in a movie theater before that movie.
Oh, dude, I showed my best friend Logan, and I still cried.
I didn't do the second time. Because the person I was with, I'm like, I'm not going to cry in front of you. But
No.
It's that it's that Wolverine toy that little kid's holding.
Yeah, I didn't have enough of an emotional connection to the character, and not a massive fan of old mate.
Fox.
No, the guy who played him.
Hugh
Jackman?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. Not a huge fan.
I only like Hugh Jackman as Logan.
I remember. I think I saw an article not long ago where they were talking about all the people that could have played Wolverine that were sort of they were eyeing off before Jackman took the part.
Bob Hoskins.
Jackman came on a couple of days before they started filming. He was really late.
He wasn't he plucked from Swordfish? They were like, oh, Swordfish was good, and they just nabbed him.
I think it was that, and no, I think it was that, or Russell Crowe helped him get it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of his stuff I've watched, and it's good. And he's not a bad actor, and he's obviously put a lot of effort into the Logan character. kudos to him for
He's
that.
terrific in Prisoners. Toby will know Prisoners because he watched all of Denis Villeneuve's movies.
I did. But, yeah, again, like, he's not my favourite actor. He to me, he's a bit mid-range, and I'm sorry, Hugh, and I don't want to diss an Aussie. I think his stage production stuff is vastly superior, and I think it doesn't pay as well, but I think he has had much better successes there, in my little humble opinion.
Not gonna lie, I am a big fan of Hugh Jackman. But yeah, I agree with Ethan. I would go so far as to say that Logan might possibly be my favourite movie of the year.
Yeah,
I would actually agree. Actually, yeah, last year best movie of the year.
Not for me.
All right, next one is Kong Skull Island. I loved it. That was great. Oh, why don't you
sorry.
off again, Jesse? Go on.
Yeah, I mean, in short, the biggest problem with that is for me is there's so many things that break physics.
Nobody thinks of that movie.
There's so many things wrong with that movie. It's like when I play Dungeons and Dragons, and then you're like, the wall. I break the wall.
I punched a man's head off.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's not how physics work. And they're like, well, shut up, it's a story. And I'm like, well, now I can't believe your story at all because it doesn't even have basic physics. That was Kong for me. Like, it just broke so many rules. I just no.
I was watching it in the cinema, and I turned to my friend in the. Do you remember the opening? Just the opening sequence where the Japanese fighter pilot and the American. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then the scene kept going. Like about 10 seconds later, and the scene's going, and the camera angles are just kind of odd. And I was like, oh. And then when they're on that cliffside, and Kong comes up, and he eclipses the sun, and looks at them, like just his eyes and his nose are there, and the camera does that weird, like Sam Raimi-esque zoom in, and it goes on a weird angle. And I turned to my friend and went, "Oh no, what the fuck is this movie?"
I love the cinematography in it. I thought it was great.
I thought, I was looking at it, I was like, the cinematography, some of it was really good. For anyone that's read anything I've ever written on Pixel Pop, I wrote a review about that where I just couldn't wrap my head around that movie. I was like, some of it is so good, and some of it is just so bizarre. Like, really,
it is a bit of a mixed bag.
It was like Suicide Squad all over again. It felt like there was a good movie in there, and it was just, just
someone had
like
fiddled with it.
There was no good movie in Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's not true.
Don't kid yourself.
That's not true. That's not true. All right, moving along.
The next one is...
What month are we in? Are we in like March by now or something?
Yeah, no, we're still in March right now. The next movie has Toby's favourite actress in it, and that is Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, not Sean Long?
I haven't actually seen Beauty and the Beast.
You mean it doesn't have... but it doesn't have Drew Barrymore or Jennifer Connelly. What are you talking about?
Or Sean Long.
Actually, no, I'm really digging that new chick now that's going to play the new Lara Croft. What's her name? Fill me in.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah. Digging her. She's like beautiful, strong. Actress. She's smart. She can act. She's believable. But I can believe her.
I like her voice. I could listen to her speak Swedish all the damn time.
Yeah, no, I dig her. She's good. Beautiful. She's value. Next. All right, but anyway, that movie. Let's not talk of it.
All right, Power Rangers.
That's the wrong generation. That's you, Ethan, and such.
No, I didn't grow up with it. I watched the movie and I'm like...
that's right. You grew up with like Rugrats and Peppa Pig.
No, I grew up with Beetleborgs. All right, Beetleborgs is fast.
What the fuck is Beetleborgs?
Oh, what are you talking about? It's on Netflix. Go watch it. Your mind will be blown by it.
Hey, Ethan. 1, 2, 3, 4. High five. Five in the air. We do it together. High five. There's your childhood right there.
I didn't watch High Five, right?
Oh, sorry. Hot potato.
All the Wiggles, those were after me. I watched Teletubbies, alright? Get it right?
Fucking hell. That thing is like having an acid trip. It's just fucked up.
I fucking love it.
They all have that vacuum that hates them.
Yeah.
Oh, Nunu. Yeah. Nunu was fucking
great. It had a name?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it was Nunu.
See, that's how much we give a shit about Power Rangers. We just decided to...
I remember watching that show when I was high, and I tell you what, it's interesting shit. Yeah. All right, moving along.
You're like a 3-year-old and you're watching that? It's fucking interesting. All right, next one.
Power Rangers, didn't watch it, so yeah. Sorry, can't comment.
Ghost in the Shell?
I didn't watch it, yeah, so you guys...
It was good.
It was good? Okay. I watched the anime, I think, like, back in 40,000 BC, but yeah.
Wait, 40,000 BC? You mean that hit movie that no one remembers?
10,000 BC, you mean?
I just pointing out how old I was and how long ago it was I watched this thing. whenever it came out and on VHS was when I watched Ghost in the Shell.
Well, I thought it was a pretty good film, especially for something that was a pretty damn faithful adaptation as well.
I don't think whatever they did, they were still going to get slammed for westernizing.
Oh,
You couldn't win that one. You couldn't win it.
It's so unfair because, like, I don't know how much Ethan will agree with me because I don't know how much he enjoyed it compared to how much I liked it, but I think it's really unfair for all the people involved because everyone was pretty good, like all the acting was good.
It's funny though. It's funny though because you have Bollywood appropriating like every decent film ever made and every shit film ever made, and no one batters an eyelid.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one cares. So why do we give 2/5 if Hollywood makes, you know, a reinterpretation of a Japanese cartoon? Like, really, does it matter?
Yeah, that's right. And it's such a shame, too, because no one's commending them on actually trying to stick to the source material and making a decent effort at making a new movie.
Yeah. Silly. But anyway.
Alright, next is the Fate of the Furious. Alright, let's move on.
Yep.
That was quick.
It has a 15-kilometer runway.
That was 6.
I know, it still cracks me up, that runway. Someone worked out like how fast the plane and the cars were moving, and then how long the scene goes for, and they worked out how long the runway was.
About the length of the South Island of New Zealand.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, and then someone made a parody joke of it, and they just put it on the map, and it runs across like all of Europe.
Holy shit.
Because the scene's like 15 minutes long. Like, how long's a
I think
fucking...
people forgot that apparently they were doing the gumball rally in that part of the movie.
It's just hilarious.
Alright, next one we had was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was good to see. It was good. It's good to see Kurt Russell sort of in the limelight again.
Well, no, he's been in the last 2 Fast and Furious movies. What are you talking about? He's
And
the only
he
good
was
thing
in
about
Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah, but no one goes to see this then.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, good. Too much Baby Groot, but good.
Yeah, but it's Baby Groot is like the stupid Star Wars stuff. It's marketing, right? They know they do Baby Groot, they can sell the toy, right? That's what
exactly what
he is like a massive seller for
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, Disney knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. You've got to have the cute, plushy, marketable character. And that's what Groot was.
Oh, yeah. Alright, next thing. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Didn't watch it.
I liked it.
Oh, did you see
Could you compare it to the original Excalibur from 1970 whatever?
Never seen that either.
I'm sure Jesse has.
The original's better. Pretty much every King Arthur movie that's ever been made is better than it.
Okay, it wasn't
But
very
that
good.
being said, actually, it is better than the one that had Keira Knightley and Clive Owen.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
It is better than that one. But yeah, no, it was. I think it's really friggin' weird. But I really like what's his name?
Charlie
Guy
Hunnam?
Ritchie. I really like
Okay,
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
So
All
yeah,
right.
so I was on board for that.
Next we have Alien Covenant. I loved it. I'm a sucker for Ridley Scott and Alien, especially Ridley Scott and sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean, I know Jesse hated it. I'm somewhere in between. I think some of it was cool, and I like the fact that it sort of paid homage to the original Alien, and it felt much closer to that.
Did it?
I felt
didn't
it
notice
did.
that at all.
Shut.
You watched the wrong movie.
But at the same time, I really think it was a missed opportunity, and there was a lot of things they also got wrong. But with the recent announcement that Disney have axed Blomkamp's whatever it was and Ridley Scott's thing, I think they're gonna let Scott go back and do what he wanted to do, which was the Prometheus
here's
prequel.
the thing. Ridley Scott said he's unsure of the franchise now with the Disney and Fox deal.
Yeah, I still think they'll let him go and do his own thing. I think he'll go do
I don't know.
Prometheus
I thought that the
prequel.
way that he sounded unsure, it sounds like the person that used to write his checks got fired.
Right.
So-
Well, I guess we'll see. They're not going to... Look, Aliens is too big a franchise for Disney to do absolutely nothing with it at all. I'm sure they will look at other options. There could be a TV series, for Christ's sake. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do... I don't think they're going to put it in a cupboard and do nothing with it. I mean, Disney bought a lot of franchises. If you went through that list, like, they got a lot of stuff with Fox.
Why don't they make us
Ridley-
a TV series about the colony and like what happened to the colonists?
Well, Ridley Scott has said that he feels that if he's going to do another one, the alien is done to death, and it's more going to focus on Michael Fassbender's David more than anything, because he just feels that the alien, the xenomorphs, has just been done, and it doesn't.
Disney needs to crack open the checkbook and have Scott and Cameron make an alien movie.
Yeah, and Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah,
Yes.
Neil Blomkamp sitting on the side, and Ridley Scott turns and goes, "You shut the fuck up! This is my movie. I want to
and put Denis Villeneuve in there as well because he's just good."
He's thinking about it going, I have an opinion on this. Blade Runner.
That's your French.
Did you hear what Ridley Scott?
Is that your Denis Villeneuve accent? Is it?
My pan-global accent.
Did you hear what Ridley Scott said about Blade Runner? Someone asked him, and he's like, "I thought it was good, but it was just too fucking long." It's exactly.
Oh,
what
he's
Ridley
the
Scott
fucking
said about
king
it.
of
Yeah, I
long,
mean,
boring
yeah,
movies.
exactly. Like Gladiator. Anybody? Okay. Moving along.
Shut the fuck up, Ridley Scott.
Baywatch,
Moving along.
It was
Pirates of the
fine.
Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales,
Moving along.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. I bought it on Blu-ray.
This is the best DC movie they've put out so far. So yeah.
Well, not including old DC.
Movie since
Which
Batman
I still
one.
I actually enjoy Batman vs Superman more than Wonder Woman. I actually really enjoy that movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd probably
enjoyed Wonder
agree
Woman
with
more
you.
than all the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Really?
Well,
Including the
it's good, but-
including the second one with bloody the Joker? Heath Ledger? Like that movie is like the whole trilogy. I go back and watch that one over and over again on Blu-ray.
I agree. Like honestly, like Dark Knight is a near perfect movie, but for my personal enjoyment, I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
It has
more.
been voted as the best superhero movie of all time. The Dark Knight has.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
put
ridiculous.
Wonder Woman.
Supergirl from 1987.
This is the thing. As much as we bash DC now, you only have to go back a few years and look at their successes, and then you have them compared to Marvel, who are floundering with. Well, Sony had the rights to this, and Fox had the rights to this, but there's some pretty shoddy Marvel movies coming out. It's really
Captain America.
and the Punisher movies. Jesus Christ! Like the roles have just reversed, and DC just needs to go back to doing what they were doing. Stop trying to do this competing with Marvel shit. It's a completely different thing altogether.
And that's why Wonder Woman was good, because Patty
Yes.
Jenkins wasn't trying to compete. She was just trying to make a good movie.
Yeah. Well, and Marvel hasn't released their own. Really, am I wrong here? No, I don't think they've released a solo female
no.
hero movie yet.
Captain Marvel will be the first.
Will be the first. Yeah.
Ant-Man the Wasp is also kind of there as well.
Yeah.
To be
So
fair, it's not really Marvel's fault. They don't have... I don't think they've actually got a female character that's as iconic as Wonder Woman.
no. He's right. Wonder Woman. Not only that, she's been around for fucking ages.
Yeah, Wonder
Yeah.
Woman, Superman, and Batman are the Trinity for a reason. Like they
Yeah.
are the oldest DC icons.
Right. Let's keep going before we run out of time.
I don't really want to mention this one because I think it's an utter piece of shit, but I will
Alien
anyway.
Covenant.
And that's The Mummy.
I never watched it.
See,
Oh, well.
I actually was.
Please don't tell me you enjoyed that movie because it is the worst.
Read
Fucking,
my
I will
review,
legit
I had
say
it.
this right. I will legit say this right now. That is the worst fucking movie I have seen in my entire fucking life. That movie should
Really?
have not been made. I fucking hate it. It's a piece of fucking shit. Tom Cruise ruined it. Just fuck off.
Well, if you want to see really bad movies, just start browsing through Amazon's Prime Video. I found some amazing nuggets on there. There's sexploitation movies on there. There's some incredibly bad. What was it? I watched the story of O Part 2. Holy shit!
What?
You can hear studio noise, and when the phone rings, it's someone off to the side going ring ring, and you can hear the Polaroid camera going off. The Polaroid camera going off when there's nude scenes. I mean, this movie, I had it on screen too while I was playing Minecraft because I'm like,
wow.
I like putting on really bad movies so that it doesn't draw my attention away from what I'm doing with the game. But it's background noise. Look up the story of O Part 2. It is arguably, I mean, wow. It's just, I mean, The Room had like $6 million. This thing had like 50 cents. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't watch it when mum and dad are around, okay? Because it's got rude bits.
Get naughty scene.
It has
Watch it
naughty.
late at night on
has-
Resident to Death.
Yeah, it has naughty bits. Yeah. All right. Anyway, keep going. Next.
Cars 3.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Sorry.
Transformers: The Last
Oh,
Night.
I didn't see it.
Didn't see that.
I saw that. It was
Did it have testicles?
All right.
Didn't it have Marky Mark in it?
Yep, Marky Mark was in it.
He doesn't
all right.
like being called that anymore.
There was too much fucking shit in that movie that made it just a confused, jumbled mess that made no sense. And because he shoots it with IMAX and then normal camera, the aspect ratio changes every fucking 5 seconds, and it's completely distracting of the whole thing. Pisses me off.
That's because Michael Bay has freaking like ADHD, and
He's like,
get all the fucking cameras in the world.
He's like, it's filming a widescreen, and then like, oh no, I got an explosion. Better make it full fucking screen. Oh, widescreen.
You're like,
full
Michael,
screen,
that doesn't
widescreen.
work like that.
Gotta make it big for the explosions, guys.
Shut up! Market research told me to put an explosion in the movie.
Baby Driver.
Lens flare. Baby Driver
was great.
I also didn't watch
Still
it.
haven't
I'm a
seen
horrible person. I have not seen a lot of these.
What about?
I totally agree with the reviews that came out that said that it had some of the best car sequences since what was it called? The Steve McQueen movie, Bullet.
Fair enough.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, does anything top the Blues Brothers chase though?
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't top that, but it's pretty damn good. Like, go and watch it. It's and John Bernthal's in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
But I mean, John Bernthal pre-Punisher was pretty shitty. Like, he was born to play Punisher.
To be fair, not really a spoiler, but at the very he's only in the beginning of the movie, and his last line, he turns directly to the camera and says, "And if you don't see me again, I'm dead." And then you never see him again.
Right, okay. But I mean, you see him in Sicario, and you're like, this is not as good as Punisher.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not wrong. Anyway, moving on.
Okja, a Netflix movie.
What?
Okja.
The movie about the giant pig.
Yeah,
That was a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Didn't watch it.
Toby obviously has no idea what we're talking about. So
No idea what you're talking about. Yep.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Foreign film.
Good.
I've talked about this in length before. I don't dabble too much. I felt that the villain was more of a Netflix level threat, and that
That's right. Yeah.
because it just to go from a Civil War back to the hood just felt weird. But anyway, overall though, it wasn't a bad film. I'm certain the next Spider-Man movie will be like way better.
Oh yeah. All right. Next we got War for the Planet of the Apes.
Lucas would be dribbling all over himself on that one because he's a huge
I haven't
fan.
seen it yet. I'll watch it. But
Neither have I.
Sorry, Lucas. We're all really bad people.
But we're thinking of you.
Well, one movie I don't give a shit about, but you might. Dunkirk.
I haven't seen it. Will see it though, for sure.
I didn't really care. I
don't
honestly
like
went
war
to see
movies,
it.
so that's why I won't watch it.
I do like war
Axel
movies.
Ridge was quite good.
The only
Like,
one I
Hacksaw Ridge
have
came
watched is Fury. That was really good, but
Yes, Fury is good.
Watch Downfall
But no,
and Dustboot.
Downfall too bloody long.
Yeah, but it is so good. The acting's amazing.
alright. Next we have Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Didn't see it. I can't stand Luc Besson.
It's a beaut. Do you not like Fifth Element?
I hate Fifth Element.
Can you please just remove yourself from this Discord?
Do you know how many people hate me for saying I
Can
can't
you
stand
just
Fifth Element?
can you please just go?
Fifth Element is okay. It's okay. I mean,
You both can go and I can just give
it's
my
not like
opinion.
it's the greatest thing ever. It's
No,
okay.
I really don't understand this thing people have. Like, I have it on a pedestal, and I don't understand why it's there at all. The only thing I like about it is literally just Mila Jovovich saying multi-pass.
It's meme worthy, yeah. And I think is it Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked his I really like it. He's got one of the best performances in the film.
He does.
I really like that. Yeah,
I really like I like La Femme Nikita, and I really like Leon the Professional, but I can't stand
I do like
Luc
Leon
Besson doing sci-fi.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah, Valerian. The movie was beautiful. The story was absolutely shit. There wasn't actually much of a story. It was shit and it was confusing, but visually the movie looks beautiful. That's
Yeah,
all.
I've heard that. That's like what most people said. That it's
Atomic Blonde.
I did not watch that either. Jesus,
I watched it.
I've got fucking few runs on the board here.
What was that one?
Atomic Blonde.
Oh, Atomic Blonde was great.
I'll watch it at some point, but I haven't seen it yet. Next we have The Dark Tower.
Terrible. As a Dark Tower movie, terrible, and as a standalone movie, terrible.
Yes,
All right.
it was a fucking horrible movie for people who are fans, and as
Yeah.
a general movie, it was. Just
I haven't read the
like
books, and I
one
just
of
watched the
runner.
movie and went, "This is shit." Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
It's
I
really-
love Old Mate, and you know, I'm looking forward because he just started filming new Luther as well.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, he's just started filming new season 5 of Luther, and ultra keen for that. I really like him.
He didn't bring the intensity of Luther to Roland the gunslinger. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, look, the script was terrible. The script was
Yeah.
terrible.
It was shocking. It really, when I watched it, you know what popped in my head? McDonald's toy movie.
Almost. I mean, his performance in Thor, the most recent Thor movie, was better, despite being brief, than the Dark Knight movie.
Yeah, the movie where he did nothing, really.
Yeah, he saved some people. Yeah, it was better. Anyway, moving
Alright,
on.
we got Annabelle Creation. I actually enjoyed that. Thought it was better than the last Annabelle movie.
Haven't
For
seen
horror
it.
movie, it
Same.
was good.
I hate the original Annabelle.
But this one was pretty good. The Hitman's Bodyguard, Samuel L. Jackson, Ryan Reynolds. Thought it was good.
You're just picking. I gotta say, all this stuff you're reading out is just like the Hollywood popcorn so far. Like, where's the fucking, you know, the art house films, and where's the fucking, you know,
They're not big
Where's the
movies
International
of
Neon
the year.
Demon?
They're
yeah,
not-
where's the European releases?
I don't have that on my list. Leave me alone.
This list is fucking toxic wank.
Join us next fortnight when we talk about all
Real
the
movies.
other countries' movies.
Yeah, all right. Jesus.
Alright, we got one here. That's a pretty indie one. Alright, I'm chucking this one in there for you guys. It.
Ah, yes.
That was
That
good.
was a pretty underground movie, that one.
Yeah, right. I mean, because it had a Swedish guy playing a fucking lead villain.
Yeah,
Clear-
it was
clearly, it's
underground movie,
India.
right?
He was
Skarsgård.
going,
Skarsgård.
"Brunchki, brunchki."
It doesn't sound like he's from Texas.
They were under the
Skarsgård
ground for a lot of
family.
that movie, alright? So technically, it's an underground movie. Okay?
Thanks, Dad. Great joke. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Again, my big beef was the kids were too old. I think a lot of people. I've spoken to a few other people who are big fans of the book, and they agree with me. Kids are too old.
Which is funny though, because the kids in the I liked the kids in this one, but I thought the kids in the original were actually pretty on point. They were pretty good.
Yes,
You know what I want?
they were good.
I want the sequel they do when they're all adults. I want Seth Green to be one of the adults since he was one of the kids in the
So
original.
do I.
That'll
Yeah,
be
I
fucking
really
great
do.
if they did that.
The only kid I actually had a problem with was Finn Wolfhard, because I couldn't look past the fact that I swear he was only put in it because of Stranger Things.
I mean,
Yes,
maybe.
and they were cashing in on a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I was watching him the whole time, and I'm like,
Yeah, because you got to think of the lowest common denominator, like people who have never
Stupid
heard of the
people.
first movie. Yeah, people who have never heard of the book, the movie, anything like that. They're going to see the trailer and go, "Hey, that's that dude from Stranger Things, and it's set in the '80s. We should go see it. It's totally bodacious."
wild stallion.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. All right, moving on.
Yeah, dude.
Alright, moving on, we have
We need a whole podcast to Bill and Ted.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I actually really enjoyed this one.
Haven't seen it yet. Super keen for it. Love the first one.
It is good.
It
It's
is
so
good.
good.
Matthew Vaughn is such an underrated action
Oh, I
director.
love Matthew Vaughn. Love me some Vaughn.
Vaughny.
Alright. Toby's Time to Talk. Blade Runner 2049.
Excellent.
And for the next hour, we'll be talking
No,
about Blade Runner.
Excellent. Excellent.
I
Full
agree.
stop.
It was good. Love it in the first one. I enjoyed it a lot. Especially the soundtrack. Love the
disagree.
soundtrack in it.
I think the first one's
You're
better.
completely back to front of me. I think the first one is probably still a better, and the soundtrack of the second one is good, but it's not Vangelis. Speaking of crying, you talked about crying. When he lies down on the stairs and it played Tears in the Rain in the cinema, I
Yes.
couldn't hold it in. I bawled my eyes out like a little... Well, I'm not even going to say little girl, because that's not true. I just bawled my eyes out like a grown man.
It was a terrific and subtle nod that only people that are that deep into Blade Runner would have.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, considering the movie I felt was the music was sort of like hinting you like, oh, are they going to break into a Vangelis track? No, okay. And the whole movie I was waiting for that audio cue for a piece of Vangelis music, and then as soon as I heard the first notes as he sat on the stairs, it was just fountain, just squirting
and it was
tears.
a really good bookend for character work as well,
Yeah.
comparing Batty to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And because it showed you the whole other side, like that was the whole point
Yeah.
of the story. Yeah,
They
I really
both
liked it.
end their arc in the same way, like
Because
both
going in, it
accept-
was like, how the fuck are you going to do a sequel without making it completely shit? And then when I watched it, and I went, this makes perfect. This was the only thing you could have done, and you did it really well. There's the only thing is, funnily enough, with a lot of films where we say we want to see more, I felt I do agree with Scott. I would have cut probably about 20-30 minutes out of that film. The love scene, for instance, the love scene just didn't need to be there at all.
Excellent effects work, but too long.
Yeah, it needed about 20 minutes snipped out of it.
There's also far too many shots of cityscapes. There's just too many.
No, there's
there
beautiful.
isn't even that many.
Yeah.
Oh, they are terrific, but there's just too many. It's not even that many in Blade Runner.
No, I'd have snipped about 20 minutes out. I think it would have been just slightly better film. But anyway, moving on.
Moving on, we have Thor Ragnarok.
Loved it.
So that, great.
My original critique was that it was too funny, and then I went and watched it again, and then on the second watch I was like, hey, I was wrong. The parts where it needed to be serious, it was actually serious. It was just that the funny parts stood out so much in my memory after the first watching. I still think they goofed up Thor just a little bit too much. That was my one critique. Apart from that, the movie was fantastic.
My one critique is I'm just sick of seeing villains that want to end the world.
That's what villains want to do then.
Imagine if they just wanted cheap pizza.
I appreciated Vulture in Homecoming because it was such a simplistic little movie. It was like he's just a guy, and I just
looking
want
to
see
look
more
after his
just
family.
guys.
Yeah. They do need to add a bit more complex. Not without going into the levels of say Joker, but they do need to add a bit more complexity. I mean, DC has better villains. They need more complexity in their villains. Yeah, I agree. But the trouble is with a lot of these origin stories, if you spend too much time explaining the villain, then the argument is you're not spending enough time explaining your hero, etc., etc.
Exactly, which is why they would have been set up perfectly to have Loki be a villain like he was in Avengers now, not back then.
Yeah. Oh well.
He's had enough screen time for us to do.
Next one, Justice League.
I haven't seen it, but it looked like shit.
Piece of shit.
I thought it was fine.
Look, I'll definitely pick it up on Blu-ray, and it'll be some sort of extended cut, and maybe for me it'll end up being like Suicide Squad, or where I can watch it now and again and just not care too much.
Like, I know Toby, you're a literal dad, but I feel like a dad with all the movies I watched in the last year because everyone said the same thing. Ethan's like, shit, hated it. I'm like, it was a good old movie. It was just a good time at the movie.
Yeah, there are some that I go in and I watch. I think, all right, this is just a good popcorn movie just to sit down and watch. But to me, there was just too many things wrong with Justice League. I just couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. Like, I agree with people. Like, I can see all the problems I had, but I was just watching and I'm like, this is just fun.
Yeah,
Superman,
I haven't seen it yet, so I
I
can't give an opinion. I mean, I've only seen the trailers, but it looks pretty crummy. But
I didn't like
I'll
the
still
Flash,
watch it.
though.
Rightio. I actually thought the Momoa's character Aquaman looked too much like a bro dude. That was what really put me off.
Fuck off.
Considering the initial trailer showed him really dark, like really dark and moody, and then
That's because Zack Snyder wanted him to be dark.
And then the next trailer is like the next trailer is yeehaw bodacious dude. And I was like, nope, I'm done. Eject a seat.
That was when my despising Joss Whedon came out of the woodwork.
My spider senses started tingling at that point. Something might be wrong. All right, so we must be getting close to the end of the year now. What's left?
We got Coco, the new Pixar one. Apparently, it's been good.
I haven't seen it
yet.
Anyone see The Disaster Artist?
Yes.
Yeah, Jesse has, and he loved it. He wrote a solid piece for it on PPN.
Alright, well,
Wrote a gleaming review for it.
Yep, I need to go back and watch The Room. Although you said I don't need to watch The Room, really, but I was still going to watch The Room.
Not at all. Like you'll get all the best bits of The Room in The Disaster Artist.
Right. Okay.
Next one is The Shape of Water. I really, really want to see that. Haven't seen it yet.
You've seen it?
I have.
Oh,
I actually am in the middle of writing a review for it.
Oh, excellent. Well, by the time this podcast is online, you might not have to wait long for it.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it? Can you spoil it? Can you just say, is it? Yes, no. Is it just an Abe prequel?
No, it's not. I can tell you that right now.
I didn't ask you. I asked Jesse.
It isn't, but of course it is. Like,
okay.
It isn't, but it is so.
If I changed like two names and a couple of things, it'd be there, right?
Not quite. It's such an obvious nod. Like it's like Guillermo del Toro is like sitting there raising his eyebrows, going, you know that movie.
All right.
Yeah, it isn't like Ethan said. It is not canon. But
I knew it wasn't canon, but that's why I was asking. Like, but is it just essentially?
It's you can tell that he's like trying to like push you towards going like, look, it's tied in, but he does it so that it doesn't get in the way at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's
Cool.
really good. It is, but I'm a big sucker for Guillermo del Toro. I love The Orphanage especially.
For me,
yeah,
Guillermo
right.
del Toro is a bit of a hit and miss for me. It's either fucking amazing, Pan's Labyrinth, or it's complete trash, like Pacific Rim.
Oh, here I thought you were going to say Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone was pretty bad as well, but yeah, like I didn't really dig Pacific Rim at all. Like I thought it was pretty subpar. But Pan's Labyrinth is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Like Pan's Labyrinth is one of the greatest things I've ever seen, like ever. It's brilliant. It's everything a dark fantasy movie should be. It was perfect. It was my as a young man, early teens growing up with Jennifer Connelly in the original Labyrinth. This was my adult version of the same kind of story. It was great. Anyway, had nothing to do with 2017. But anyway, anything left on your list?
Yeah, we got Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Well, you guys have seen that. We've already spoken about that.
It's a good movie.
Netflix for me.
Yeah, it's good. A little indie movie here that was an utter piece of shit, but I'll throw it in there, and that's Beyond Skyline, sequel to the famous movie Skyline.
I did actually go out of my way to watch that when you mentioned that last time.
Did you really?
I did. And
How bad was it?
Oh,
it was so bad.
It's
so
not
bad.
worth the time.
No, it is really not worth the time.
And the new one is just an unnecessary sequel.
It hasn't even made $1 million at the box office.
Why the fuck did they even make it? They didn't even market it properly. No one even knows that it exists.
They didn't market it at all.
It was like Joe Store, it just popped up. They were like, look,
And
we made a
then
movie.
you released it like the same date as like Star Wars. What the fuck are you thinking?
He didn't want it to fail. It's like the producers. It's the producers happening in real time.
Yeah. Alright, the next one's Jumanji. It was
Which
good.
we've already
watched
spoken
that?
about.
Good.
Yep.
Yep. We got Bright.
Yep.
Which was
You
quite
like
good.
Bright?
We've talked about that. That was good.
I haven't actually properly watched it. I'm currently halfway doing that.
Yep.
I'm enjoying it so far. And yeah, that's kind of about it.
That's about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So that was
is it
2000
for the year, isn't
Unless
it?
you want to include Pitch Perfect 3, I'm not sure you want to.
No,
wait,
but I haven't seen it.
Was Colossal this year?
Colossal was this year, but that wasn't a big one. But Colossal was this year. I kind of skipped past it.
There you go,
Wasn't
Toby.
alright.
See, I mentioned an indie movie.
It was.
Yay.
It was okay. It wasn't that great. It was a bit
I liked
disappointed
it.
with what it was.
I thought it
Wasn't what
was
I
pretty
thought it was going to be, but I mean, it was okay. I like
Yeah.
Jude Akers, so I'm happy with that.
The a movie that just got released on Blu-ray, actually, it came out beginning of this year in the States. I don't think it actually got a release here, was The Belko Experiment. It's actually written by James Gunn.
Gunn. Yeah, one that he had a dream about it and then woke up and wrote it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's there are other movies that were done better, but it is still pretty good.
Alright.
Cool. All right. Well, that was 2017.
All the movies that I thought mattered, well, Jesse and Toby have other ideas for
Oh well,
indie
that
movies,
just
the
that
ones
just
I
spurs
didn't talk
Jesse
about.
on to go and write another article in length about his different films.
Yeah, I'll just tackle the rest of the world's
The
cinema
world.
audience.
Yeah, exactly.
You do what I
Yeah,
can't.
it'll
We'll
be
do that.
easy.
All right, well, that's it for this fortnight. If you've got a topic of conversation you'd like for us to talk about, by all means, let us know through email, Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, whatever. Go back and listen to our old podcasts. Thank you very much to our Patreon supporters who help us. They pay for our SoundCloud subscription and all the rest of it. Much appreciated. We will be back next fortnight with more of the same drivel. Thank you very much for joining us. Dun 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 dun.
You're alone in this one.
Dun, 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 dun.